The 7 conversation starters a Stoic man uses to attract women. A question I get constantly is, what's the best way to start a conversation with a woman? What line should I use? And it's a valid question because if you have no idea what to say before approaching, you'll overthink, get nervous, and say nothing at all. That's heartbreaking when you've just seen someone you're genuinely attracted to, but let anxiety win. Today I'm giving you 7 tried and true conversation starters that work, but I'm showing you how a man grounded in Stoic philosophy uses them. These aren't just lines to memorize, they're principles to embody. The Stoics understood something profound. Authenticity and courage create attraction. When you combine ancient wisdom with practical openers, you become naturally magnetic. So pay close attention because by the end of this video, you'll never miss another chance to talk to a woman you like. You'll have both the tools and the mindset to approach with genuine confidence. Let's begin. Starter 1. The disarming question through Stoic simplicity. The first conversation starter is beautifully simple, which is exactly what makes it Stoic. Epictetus taught that we should speak plainly and appropriately to the situation. The disarming question does exactly this. You ask a simple question that anyone can answer without hesitation. Something casual that breaks the ice without creating pressure. For example, if you're out on the street and you see an attractive woman walking by, you could approach and ask, "Hey, excuse me, do you know where the nearest coffee shop is?" If you're at a networking event or party and you see someone you're interested in, you could ask, "Do you know where the restroom is?" Or "Where's the bar?" Or "Do you know where we're heading next? I'm absolutely starving." Now here's why this is Stoic genius. First, it removes the paralysis of perfectionism. You don't need the perfect line, you just need a simple, honest question. Marcus Aurelius taught that action is better than inaction. A simple question is infinitely better than standing frozen overthinking what to say. Second, it creates a natural, low-pressure entry point. You're not forcing anything. You're simply asking for help or information like any socially intelligent person would. But here's the critical part most men miss, the follow-up. The Stoics understood that wisdom requires knowing what comes next, not just what comes first. You can't just ask your simple question, get an answer, and stand there expecting her to carry the conversation. That's weak and awkward. The Stoic man has a plan. After she answers, he smoothly transitions into genuine conversation. Here's how this looks. Let's say you asked for directions to Starbucks. She gives you an answer. You then say casually, "Thanks, where are you from, by the way?" Notice the transition. You acknowledged her help, then shifted naturally into getting to know her. If she says, "I'm from Chicago," you respond with, "Nice, I'm from Seattle originally. I'm Marcus, by the way." And just like that, you're in a real conversation. The Stoic principle here is intentionality. You're not stumbling through the interaction hoping something happens. You've accepted that starting conversations requires structure, so you've prepared simple transitions. After your disarming question, you have 3 go-to follow-ups ready. Where are you from? What brings you here today? Or I'm your name, by the way. Pick one, use it naturally, and suddenly you're talking. This method works because it's honest and direct without being intense. You needed information, you asked for it, and now you're being friendly and social. There's nothing creepy or manipulative about it. It's just genuine human interaction initiated by a man confident enough to ask a simple question and follow it with authentic interest. This is Stoic communication. Simple, honest, effective. Starter 2. The prop-based opener and Stoic observation. The second conversation starter leverages something the Stoics practiced constantly, paying attention to your surroundings. Marcus Aurelius wrote about being fully present and observant wherever you are. The prop-based opener puts this into practice. You simply comment on something she's holding, wearing, or something in your shared environment. This could be a question or just a statement. For example, if you're at an art gallery and you see a beautiful woman looking at a painting, walk up beside her and say, "Wow, this painting is incredible." Given that you're close to her and speak loud enough, she'll definitely look at you and respond. Maybe she says, "Yeah, it really is." That's your opening. Turn to her, introduce yourself. "I'm Marcus, nice to meet you." Another example, if you notice a woman holding an interesting drink at a bar, you could ask, "What are you drinking? Is it good?" Simple, direct, natural. Or if she's wearing unique jewelry or a band t-shirt, comment on it. "That's a great necklace," or "Radiohead, excellent taste." The key is making genuine observations and speaking them without overthinking. Here's why this is Stoic brilliance. First, it requires presence. You can't make these observations if you're lost in your anxious thoughts. You have to be genuinely paying attention to your environment and the people in it. This is mindfulness, which the Stoics practiced constantly. Second, it's completely natural and contextual. You're not using a canned line that could be said to anyone anywhere. You're responding to the specific moment, which makes it authentic. The Stoic man doesn't need to be clever or witty here. He just needs to be observant and willing to speak. Seneca taught that we often overthink simple actions. Don't overcomplicate this. Notice something interesting. Say something about it. That's the entire method. The beauty is that props and environmental elements give you infinite conversation starters if you're just paying attention. Another reason this works so well is that it's low risk for both of you. You're not immediately expressing romantic interest, so there's no pressure. You're just two people in the same space making a casual observation. This allows her to respond comfortably, and once she does, you can naturally transition into deeper conversation. Are you into art? Or have you been here before? Let the conversation flow from there. The Stoic principle is using what's available to you. Epictetus taught that we should work with what we have, rather than wishing for what we don't. You don't need the perfect circumstances or the perfect line. You just need eyes to observe and courage to speak. Every environment gives you props to comment on. Use them. Starter 3. The situational opener and Stoic awareness. The situational opener is similar to the prop-based opener, but focuses on events happening around you in real time. The Stoics emphasized understanding the present moment and acting appropriately within it. This opener does exactly that. You comment on something happening right now in your shared environment. If you're at a bar and a band is playing loudly, say something about it. Have you heard these guys before? Or it's pretty loud in here, isn't it? If you're at a college lecture and the professor is particularly boring, turn to the woman next to you and make a comment. I can't tell if he's trying to put us to sleep or if it's just a happy accident. If you're at a coffee shop and there's a long line, comment on it. This line is insane. This coffee better be worth it. Here's why this is powerful from a Stoic perspective. It demonstrates social intelligence and awareness. Marcus Aurelius constantly wrote about understanding your environment and the people in it. When you make a situational comment, you're showing that you're present, aware, and not lost in your own head. This is attractive because it signals emotional intelligence and confidence. The situational opener also creates instant rapport because you're both experiencing the same thing. It's a shared experience, which is the foundation of human connection. When you acknowledge what you're both going through, you create an us frame immediately. It's no longer you approaching her as a stranger. It's two people in the same situation connecting over that shared experience. The Stoic man doesn't force these comments. He's genuinely present enough that observations arise naturally. If something actually is loud, he mentions it. If the line actually is long, he comments on it. There's no pretense or calculation. He's simply speaking his observations, which is exactly what Epictetus encouraged: honest, straightforward communication. Here's your practical application. Wherever you are, pay attention to what's happening around you. What do you genuinely notice or think about the environment? If something stands out to you, there's a high chance it stands out to her too. Speak that observation out loud. This place has an interesting vibe. That's the biggest dog I've ever seen. Is it always this crowded here? These simple statements open doors. The follow-up is the same as before. After making your situational comment and getting her response, introduce yourself and transition naturally. I'm Marcus. Do you come here often? Or I'm Marcus. What brings you here today? The situational comment is just the door opener. Your job is to walk through it confidently and build the conversation from there. Starter 4. The opinion opener and Stoic curiosity. The fourth conversation starter is a classic that aligns perfectly with Stoic philosophy: asking for someone's opinion or advice. The Stoics valued wisdom and recognized that everyone has unique perspectives worth understanding. When you ask a woman for her opinion, you're demonstrating intellectual humility and genuine curiosity, both highly attractive qualities. Here's how it works. If you're standing in line at a coffee shop and see someone attractive, ask, "Hey, I'm new here. What would you recommend ordering?" If you're at a clothing store, pick up a shirt and approach her. "Can I get your honest opinion? Would this look weird on me?" You could try on 2 different colognes and ask, "Which one smells better? I can't decide." The possibilities are endless. You could ask about shows or about broader topics. "I want your honest opinion on something. What do women actually prefer, a bad boy or a gentleman?" The key is asking something that invites her perspective and gets her talking. Here's why this is Stoic excellence. First, it demonstrates confidence through vulnerability. The Stoics taught that true strength includes admitting when you don't know something or need help. When you ask for advice or an opinion, you're showing that you're secure enough to not pretend you have all the answers. This is attractive because most men are too insecure to admit uncertainty. Second, it makes her feel valued. Epictetus taught that humans have a natural desire to be useful and to share their knowledge. When you ask for someone's opinion, you're signaling that you value their perspective. This creates positive feelings toward you immediately. People like feeling helpful and having their opinions valued. You're giving her that gift. Third, opinion openers are engaging. They invite conversation naturally because opinions lead to explanations, which lead to dialogue. It's not a yes or no question. It's an invitation to share thoughts, which people love doing. Once she gives her opinion, you can respond with your own thoughts, ask follow-up questions, or share a related story. The conversation builds itself. The Stoic man uses opinion openers authentically. He's not pretending to need advice just to talk to her. He's genuinely curious or genuinely uncertain. Maybe he actually doesn't know what to order. Maybe he actually wants a second opinion on the cologne. This authenticity matters because women can sense when you're being genuine versus running a script. Here's your practical guide. Think about situations where you genuinely could use a second opinion or where asking for one would be natural. Don't force it if it doesn't fit the context. But in most social environments, there's something you can legitimately ask about. Once you get her opinion and she engages, introduce yourself. That's helpful, thank you. I'm Marcus, by the way. Then transition naturally. So do you come here often? Or are you from around here? The opinion opener works brilliantly because it's collaborative rather than confrontational. You're not trying to impress her with your wit or charm. You're inviting her to contribute something valuable. This shifts the dynamic from me approaching you to us solving something together. That subtle reframe makes all the difference. Starter 5, the cold read and Stoic intuition. The fifth conversation starter is more advanced but incredibly powerful when done right. It's called a cold read, and it involves making a general statement about a woman's personality, background, or emotional state. The Stoics practiced reading people and situations accurately. Marcus Aurelius constantly observed human nature and made judgments about people's character and motivations. Here's how it works. If there's an attractive woman at your gym, approach and make a generic guess about her background. You don't look like you're from this neighborhood. If you see a beautiful woman at a social event, walk up and make a cold read about her personality. You seem like a creative person. You definitely have an artistic vibe. If you see someone walking down the street looking distracted, catch up to her and say, "You look really bored. What happened?" The key word here is general. Don't get too specific, or you'll come across as creepy or like you've been stalking her social media. Keep it broad enough that it could apply to many people, but specific enough that it feels personal. This is why this method works so brilliantly, for 3 reasons. First, it's different and unexpected. Hardly anyone starts conversations with a cold read about the other person. Most openers are generic. "Hi, how are you?" The cold read immediately stands out because it's personalized and intriguing. Second, it's highly personal, and whatever feels personal captures attention. When someone makes a statement about who you are, you can't help but pay attention. You want to know what made them think that. Third, it sparks curiosity. Whether you're right or wrong doesn't matter. The very act of making the guess is interesting. If you're right, she'll confirm it and probably ask how you knew. "How did you know I'm not from here?" Now you're in a conversation about her background. If you're wrong, she'll correct you and ask what made you think that. "I actually am from this neighborhood. What made you say that?" Either way, she's engaged. Here's why this is advanced Stoic practice. It requires presence, observation, and intuition. You can't make cold reads if you're anxious and self-focused. You have to be calm and observant enough to actually notice things about her, her clothing style, her body language, her facial expression, her energy. Then you make an educated guess and speak it confidently. The Stoic man doesn't fear being wrong because he knows that outcomes aren't fully in his control. He makes his observation, speaks it, and accepts whatever response comes. If he's right, great. If he's wrong, also great, because now they're talking. Either way, he's demonstrated confidence, perceptiveness, and the courage to take a social risk. All of these are attractive, Here's your practical application. Start practicing cold reads in low-stakes environments. Make general observations about people's moods, backgrounds, or personalities based on what you can see. You look like you're having a rough day. You seem like you work in something creative. You're not from here originally, are you? Practice delivering these with calm confidence, not as questions but as observations. After making your cold read and getting her response, follow up naturally. If you said she seems creative and she confirms it, ask, what do you do? If you said she looks bored and she laughs and agrees, ask what's going on. The cold read is your unique door opener. Once the door is open, introduce yourself and build the conversation naturally from there. Starter 6, the social opener, and Stoic status. The sixth conversation starter is devastatingly simple and surprisingly powerful. It works brilliantly in any social environment. Parties, networking events, bars, clubs, college campuses. Here's the entire opener. Hey, I don't think I've met you yet. I'm Marcus, or whatever your name is. That's it. Ridiculously simple, but let me explain why it's Stoic genius. When you say, I don't think I've met you yet, you're communicating several things simultaneously. First, you're implying that you're social and know a lot of people at this venue. The subtext is, I know everyone here, and I notice you're someone I haven't met. This builds perceived social status immediately. Second, you're signaling that meeting her is the natural next step. The phrase yet implies it's inevitable that you'll meet. This primes her for the conversation. Third, it removes all awkwardness. You're not randomly approaching out of nowhere. You're simply completing your social rounds and introducing yourself to everyone worth knowing. This frames the interaction as normal and expected rather than bold or unusual. It's a masterclass in subtle communication. Here's why this aligns with Stoic philosophy. The Stoics understood the importance of social position and how to communicate value without arrogance. Marcus Aurelius was emperor, but he maintained dignity and approachability simultaneously. This opener does the same. You're confident enough to assume you belong in this social space and that meeting new people is natural for you. But you're not arrogant. You're simply friendly and social. The beauty is in the assumptions embedded in the statement. You're assuming she'll want to meet you. You're assuming you're someone worth meeting. You're assuming this is a normal, comfortable interaction for both of you. These assumptions, when delivered with calm confidence, often become self-fulfilling prophecies. She accepts the frame you've created and responds positively. The Stoic man uses this opener authentically. He's not pretending to be social. He actually is social, or he's working on becoming more social. He genuinely does want to meet new people at events, and she's one of them. There's no fakery or pretense. He's simply introducing himself in a way that feels natural and positions him as socially intelligent. Here's your practical implementation. Use this at any social gathering where it's plausible that you know other people there. House parties, networking events, bar nights with friends, college social events, even wedding receptions. Walk up with relaxed confidence, smile, make eye contact and say, hey, I don't think I've met you yet. I'm Marcus. Then pause briefly for her to introduce herself. After she tells you her name is Emily, continue naturally. Nice to meet you, Emily. How do you know Hannah? Or what brings you here tonight? You've established yourself as socially confident. You've introduced yourself smoothly, and now you're building the conversation. It's seamless and effective precisely because it's so simple and assumes positive outcomes. Starter 7, the direct opener and Stoic courage. The seventh and final conversation starter is perhaps the most powerful of all, but it requires the highest level of Stoic virtue, courage. This is the direct opener, and while it's intimidating for most men, it's absolutely devastating when delivered properly. Here's how it works. You walk up to a woman you find attractive and say, hey, I know this is completely random, but I think you're really beautiful, and I wanted to meet you. Direct, clear, honest, no games. This is peak Stoic communication. Epictetus taught that we should speak truthfully and without unnecessary decoration. The direct opener embodies this completely. You're stating your genuine thought and intention without hiding behind indirect questions or environmental comments. You saw someone attractive, you wanted to meet them, and you said so. Here's why this is so powerful. First, it demonstrates massive confidence and courage. Most men are terrified to be this direct because it risks clear rejection. They hide behind indirect openers, hoping to avoid that risk. But the Stoic man understands that courage means acting despite fear, not in its absence. By being direct, You're showing that you have the internal strength to risk rejection for what you want. This is incredibly attractive. Second, it shows you're not playing games. You're completely transparent about your interest. There's no wondering why you approached or what you want. She knows exactly where you stand. Seneca taught the value of clarity and directness in all communication. Women appreciate this because most men are ambiguous and indirect, leaving women to guess their intentions. You're different. You're clear. Third, it introduces a romantic frame immediately. When you tell someone you find them beautiful and wanted to meet them, you're establishing that this is a potentially romantic interaction, not a friendly one. This prevents the friend zone before it can even form. She knows you're interested, which means if she engages with you, she's at least open to that possibility. The phrase, "I know this is completely random," is brilliant because it acknowledges the elephant in the room. Yes, you're strangers. Yes, this is unusual. By addressing it directly, you remove the awkwardness and show social awareness. You're taking full ownership of the approach, which demonstrates confidence and leadership. Here's the critical part most men miss: delivery. The direct opener only works if your delivery is strong and committed. This means projecting your voice clearly, maintaining eye contact, keeping open body language, and smiling warmly. You cannot deliver this line looking at the ground with your hands in your pockets, speaking quietly. That's incongruent and weird. You must fully commit with confident body language and tone. The Stoic man delivers the direct opener from a place of genuine appreciation and honest interest. He's not running a pickup line. He saw someone who genuinely caught his attention, and he's expressing that honestly. Marcus Aurelius taught that we should act with authenticity and integrity in all things. This is that principle applied to approaching women. You feel genuine attraction, you express it honestly, and you accept whatever response comes. Here's what often happens with the direct opener. Even if the woman is unavailable or not interested, she'll respect you immensely for your courage. Women appreciate boldness and honesty, even when they can't reciprocate. And if she is single and even somewhat attracted to you, this opener can create instant attraction because it demonstrates all the qualities women find most attractive: confidence, courage, honesty, and directness. After delivering your direct opener, pause briefly for her response. She'll usually smile and say something like "thank you" or "that's really sweet." Then introduce yourself. "I'm Marcus. What's your name?" From there, transition naturally. "So what are you up to today?" Or "Are you from around here?" The hard part is over. You've broken the ice with maximum impact. Now just be yourself and build the conversation. The only real caveat with the direct opener is that you need to read the situation. Don't use this when she's clearly in a rush or in an unsafe environment, like walking alone at night. Use it in social settings, during the day in public spaces, or anywhere she feels comfortable. The Stoics taught wisdom in knowing when to act. Be direct when the context supports it. So there you have it. 7 conversation starters that work, explained through the lens of Stoic philosophy. The disarming question for simplicity. The prop-based opener for observation. The situational opener for presence. The opinion opener for curiosity. The cold read for intuition. The social opener for status. And the direct opener for courage. Each one embodies Stoic virtues while giving you practical tools to start conversations with any woman you find attractive. The beauty of understanding these through Stoic philosophy is that you're not just memorizing lines. You're developing character traits that make you genuinely more attractive. Presence, confidence, honesty, courage, and wisdom. These aren't tricks, they're expressions of who you're becoming as a man. The Stoics understood that external success flows from internal development. Build your character, and approaching women becomes natural. If you found this video valuable, leave a comment sharing which opener you'll try first. Have you used any of these successfully? Share your experience to help other men learn. And if you want to continue developing yourself using ancient Stoic wisdom for modern challenges, subscribe to this channel, where we explore how timeless philosophy transforms every area of your life. Remember what Marcus Aurelius taught: waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. Stop overthinking approaches and start approaching. Pick one of these 7 starters, practice it until it feels natural, and use it the next time you see a woman you're attracted to. The Stoic man acts despite fear, speaks with honesty, and accepts all outcomes with dignity. That's the path to genuine confidence and success with women. Now go practice.